Hello, it's my pleasure to introduce the Civicus 2017 State of Civil Society Report. As a global alliance, this is our flagship publication that looks at the state of civil society, conditions for citizen action all around the world. It's our flagship publication that we've been putting out since 2011. This year, the report incorporates data from our Civicus Monitor, a tool that looks at civic freedoms in 195 countries. Unfortunately, it makes for depressing reading. That in some 106 countries, we've logged serious threats to one or more civic freedoms, and that only 3% of the world's population lives in a country that's classified in the Civicus Monitor as being truly open for civic action. More worryingly, perhaps, we're seeing threats to civic freedoms in every region of the world. In Turkey, in the Philippines, in Venezuela, in Kenya. And of course, we're seeing threats in countries with mature democracies, countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, Poland, Hungary. You can find much more data, analysis, and case studies on this global emergency on civic space in this year's State of Civil Society report. This year's report has a thematic focus on civil society and the private sector. And it contains some 27 guest essays from contributors from a variety of backgrounds. We chose this theme because this relationship between business and citizen action, we think, is becoming increasingly important. Most of the world's 100 largest economies are now companies, not states. And for many of us in civil society, we're finding that we have no choice but to work with business. This year's report focuses on two key aspects of that relationship. The first is the business case for civic space. While it's true that most of the restrictions aimed at citizen action come from states, we document too many cases in which businesses are either turning a blind eye or actively colluding in suppressing dissent and citizen action. The report contains several recommendations aimed at businesses who want to support and nurture civil society rather than contribute to its restriction. A second reason for this theme is that businesses and civil society have to work together to deliver a more just and sustainable world, especially at a time when too many of our leaders and our governments are failing to live up to the commitments they made only a couple of years ago to the Sustainable Development Goals. The report contains several recommendations for civil society and progressive business on how we can work together to deliver a more just and sustainable world. I urge you to read, share, and use this year's State of Civil Society report. Thank you.